Why did God create the world? You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for you created all things, and by your will they exist and were created. Revelation 4:11. God created the world out of love. His purpose was not to compel us to endure the suffering and misery we see in the fallen world around us. God created men and women in His image and likeness, as a reflection of His whole being, and we can glimpse this wonder in the relationship between a father and his children. Similarly, according to our inborn nature to love and strive to have children and family, not for their suffering because we love them. Children carry their parents' characteristics and names, and they are proud of their parents, and their parents are proud of them. They have the authority over everything that their parents own and give to be at their disposal. God, by His wisdom and abundant love, He sent His only Son to the world as a human being, bearing witness to God's great love for us. He lived as a human being like us to understand Him by having a relationship with Him, and give us His word through the Bible even up to today, so we can understand the foundation of this relationship and know who is truly our Father, and why created us, and why He wants us to unite with Him, so that we may live with Him in His kingdom, as He has prepared a home for everyone who has accepted and believed in Him, to live with Him forever. When His Son ascended to heaven, promised us not to leave us. And that is why He sent His eternal Spirit, who existed from the beginning of creation, to live in us today, so that we may live in His kingdom now by uniting with His Spirit until we ascend to His kingdom in heaven and meet Him. God has used human beings to spread His message of love, fatherhood, and the promise of our union with Him from the beginning of creation to this day through His messengers whom He has chosen, the prophets, His Son, and the apostles. His Spirit has not abandoned His children at any moment in time, His eyes are vigilant, and His mercy is fully available for all. God's purpose through His work of creation is goodness. Those who choose God will also find their purpose in their life. The same for those who do not choose God. Whatever act, good or evil, this will lead to goodness too. The good act increases goodness, and the act of evil God will match by increasing His grace to repel it, which eventually leads to goodness. Everything God created has a purpose and mission, and all that God has allowed has a purpose and mission, so that all of them to glorify Him. If you see the beauty of creation, you will feel the beauty and glory of the Creator. If you notice the splendor of the Creator's gifts and blessings, will glorify Him, and if you smell the scent of creation, you will glorify the Creator. If you feel the creation rage, you will glorify the Creator. If your heart is disturbed by the evil that He allowed, by praying to the Creator, your heart will come longing to glorify His work by repelling against it. Whatever the Creator has created, He has given human beings authority over it, and there is nothing on the earth that is not subject to humanity. This authority is from the One who is the owner of all. You are His son, His daughter, and not His slave. If you were a slave, would you, as a slave, have the authority over the property of your master? In the logic and view of the world, the principle concerning gods is the Creator is considered primitive, unrealistic, a myth, and fantasy. But I clarify this point mainly by saying, if this is a fantasy and a myth, then show us what is wrong with it. Does this logic conflict with reality? Can we create anything? Can we even control our ability to have children that come from our lineage? This understanding needs faith because it is intangible. And if you were able to touch it, you would make it testify to your glory and not to the glory of God, not because of your inability to do anything, but because you cannot entertain the idea that you cannot do anything without Him. Not everyone who has known God has accepted Him, not even embodied in their power of choice. Faith is also a gift from God He has either given to you or not yet. The purpose of creating the world is not for the creation of humans, plants, animals, or anything else, is to glorify God through the relationship with Him, which has been his plan since the origin of the foundation of the creation itself. Questions: why did God create the world? 1. Is the importance of the creation related to the discovery of the mystery of how it created? Or by the discovery of the purpose of it? And why? 2. What does it mean to you that God created human beings because he loved them? 3. In your opinion, was God's creation of the world by accident or for a purpose? And why? 4. Is your presence in this world a coincidence or for a purpose? And why? 5. Do you believe that humans have authority over the creatures of the world? And how can you understand this authority? 6. What are the correct foundations for building relationships? 7. Do you have a relationship with God? What is its basis? And how do you describe it?